And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. How is everybody doing today? Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to the stream. In today's episode, live stream, we're going to talk about the CS2 skin market crash. I'm going to be analyzing several skins and items that have crashed, some of which have started to recover, some of which are absolutely getting hammered right now, and you should probably continue avoiding and not investing in them. So hopefully you guys are excited as I am. We're going to be making a list. We're going to be talking market skins in today's episode. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We got Rockstar in the chat. Hey, Fano, you see your butterfly has gone up? Yes. I'm very happy I did not sell and panic sell my butterfly. So we'll talk about that and more. We're doing a morning stream here on YouTube. Let's get started. So I wanted to go live here and talk about the market crash because a lot of people are just thinking that it's the end of the world, and I'm here to tell you guys that it probably isn't going to be. It probably isn't going to be the end of the world for most skins, and I say most skins, chat, and I'll tell you why. I literally just posted on X, those of you that follow me on X, fano CSGO on X, and I posted about the blue phosphor, how it had no business crashing like this. It basically fell to $450 on the Steam community market. It was trading at around $1,500 on Steam, and literally one was sold at this tiny little dip for $450. Could you imagine just panic selling last night, like 24 hours ago? $450 you could have like sold it for, and like you literally like you had $1,500 and you sold it for $450. Like, that is a crazy sell in my opinion. It had no business crashing. Shout out to the people that are buying the dip, and as you can see, it has recovered. It crashed, it has recovered. There are still people in my comments here in the replies, some of which think it's gonna go back down and continue going lower next week, and we will talk about that. We'll talk about the significance of the of October 30th and October 31st. We'll talk about that significance. Here's the link to the X post. I highly recommend you guys go and spam the like button here, spam the hearts, and, you know, give me your takes on it. Did you guys invest in the blue phosphor or any of these investments as well? Like any of the investments we're going to talk about in today's live stream? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so it's not going to be the end of the world for a lot of skins, especially for most skins, and then especially for the ones that had no business falling, falling in price, like the blue phosphor. Now, I already gave my thoughts as to why I think certain skins are falling or have fallen, and it's honestly, it really comes down to just lack of trust by the investor community, and plus China / manipulators / big, big, rich, wealthy offshore accounts that wanted to completely bail from the game. They wanted to completely exit the game, sell all of their knives, sell all of their high-tier golds and collector's items and everything, and just exit the game. And they just so happened to have a blue phosphor. They just so happened to have a prince. They just so happened to have some of our old discontinued rare items. And they decided to liquidate them as well, quick sell them as well, pushing the prices lower. That's how I'm interpreting this. Feel free to leave your comments and your ideas in the chat. I'm going to read you guys. I'm going to read some of these comments. Buy now or wait. Here's the thing. Depends on the item. Depends on the item. Whether or not, whether or not you buy now. Those of you that are asking buy now or wait later, it really depends on the item. And we're going to talk about a couple items here that make absolutely no sense for buying right now, but then we're also going to talk about a couple items that do make sense and you should be buying the dip. Do you think the market will crash more next Thursday? We will get to that. Personally, it really depends on the item. I think some knives and some items will crash further, but not everything. And I do expect a bounce, and we are bouncing right now. Let me pull up this tweet here. It's a brand new day in China, folks. I would enjoy having them in my collection. The market has shown signs of improvement. I will wait and consider the next steps to take. Like China is what's it called? China is not 100% out of it. This is just a small percentage of the very rich fish that are completely out of it. But, you know, and then maybe a couple of skin sites and trading sites that are also getting, you know, hammered. But for now, I really don't think that, like, it's the end of the world as so many people have predicted. I could be wrong, but we will see. So it really depends on the item. Buy now, wait later. Depends on the item. So, for example, I'll give you an example of an item that you probably should be buying whenever you see a good dip. Items from rare collections / discontinued operation collections, I would be buying. So that's M4 Hot Rod. That is M4 Blue Phosphor. That is Op Prince. That is Op Gungnir. That is Op, okay, maybe not Op, but like that's AK Wild Lotus. That is Op Dragonlore. That is M4 Knight. That is M4 Poseidon. That is Desert Eagle Blaze. That is, I'm just like listing AK Hydroponic. That is, well, actually, Hydroponic depends. Does anybody know if that collector of the Hydroponics sold his factory news? Like, I know there was a guy that was like hoarding all of the Hydroponics and, you know, in Minware or Fact New, and like I wonder if he sold. Wonder what my chat is saying. What do you guys think? Did he sell? USPS Whiteout, good choice. Yes. USPS Whiteout, good choice. It's from the train collection, the new train collection. Icarus fell. If the Icarus fell in price to 500, I would be a buyer. Like, think about it, chat. Like, my Icarus fell was trading at around $1,000, you know, $1,200 last week. Then it dipped down to 500, 600. If you bought it at 500, 600, you basically got it for like 2-3 years ago prices. That is really, really good. M4 Fade, another great example. If you manage to pick up an M4 Fade for $350, $360, you made a great purchase. Why? Because the M4 Fade at around $350, if I can find the tilde, you know, at around $350 is pretty much 50% off what it was before the crash. And you have the catalyst, a pretty nice catalyst. You have the catalyst of Armory Last Chance Removal still in the future. So those of you that picked up fades on this dip, congratulations. Give yourselves a round of applause. You actually did it right. You bought the dip, you bought the items that have future fundamental gains, and you bought them at a discount, at 50% off. That's what investors do. Again, dreams and nightmares. Let me show you guys something here. The Dreams and Nightmares case, guys. Very, very popular case. It literally crashed last night. I don't know what it was at 4 a.m. 24 hours ago. It crashed to $1.41, ladies and gentlemen. That is a crazy dip. And look at how quickly it got eaten up. Insanity, bro. You could be selling now at a nice profit. You could be locking in those gains if you managed to buy the dip. Congratulations if you did. You buy when others are fearful. That is when you buy. And then when people get so greedy and pump the prices higher, that is when you sell. I made a tweet about this exact topic. Not today's tweet about the blue phosphor, but I made a post last week talking about how there are elevated prices right now. Jormungandr, $1,100. Icarus fell, $1,100. Hot Rod, $35. Coalition, $24. If you sold when everybody was greedy, and then you waited for the crash that happened like 3 days ago, and you bought these items back on those dips, you would have made a really, really big sum of money. Now, again, that's timing the market, but I'm just giving you guys the principles. Like, when everyone is like, when the good times are here, that is when you should get a little scared. And when the good times are not here and everybody's crying and panicking and there's, you know, 70, 50% off sales, that is when you buy. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys are understanding this. A lot of the items that are on this list have gone down from their all-time highs, and I would definitely be a buyer of them. This is not a comprehensive list by any stretch of the imagination. These are just items with good fundamentals that had no business going down in value. And I'm sure there's way more items I could have put on this as well. Yeah, like the Starcade, for example. Let's take a look at the Starcade. What's up with the Starcade? Starcade, discontinued Desert Eagle. It's currently 466. This item reminds me of, like, a Fennec Fox. Reminds me of a Jormungandr a couple years ago. Yeah, it's down 20%. It's from an old, not old, but it's from a discontinued collection. So, I mean, if it keeps dipping, or even today, like 350, like 320, that's not a bad purchase price. The key that you need to understand, guys, when it comes to these items is don't panic sell and don't panic buy. So, for example, a lot of these items I would be buying with like trade orders, right? Don't panic sell, don't panic buy. Use trade orders, especially for the more liquid items. Not necessarily skins. Like, I'm not necessarily talking about skins here. I know this list has only skins, but I'm talking about other investments as well. I'm talking about your capsule investments. I'm talking about your capsule investments, your sticker investments that you're gonna make, your case investments, the ones that have larger supply and quantity and volume. Just use buy orders, guys, and you'd be surprised. Like, just because it's completely under the current price doesn't mean you can't get assigned. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to get your item. It just means it's gonna take a little longer, and you're just gonna have to be more patient, because people sell for a variety of different reasons and at a variety of different price levels. Does that make sense? So keep that in mind as you guys are making your buy list. Create a list of items that you really want to buy. Start buying today. Start buying tomorrow. You should have bought last night when it was at an all-time low. And if it continues to dip over the next couple of weeks, some of these items, if let's say we get a dead cat bounce, like it goes down, then items start rising up and up and up, and then next Thursday we go even lower, consider that even lower stretch a buying opportunity. So here is my pro tip for investors. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I would recommend. Okay, so step 1 is to make a list of your top buys, your top, like, really, really good items and investments that you absolutely want to buy. Make a list of your top buys today and start setting your buy orders for under market price. Do that first. Number 2, that's the number one thing you need to do. The next thing you want to do is you want to capitalize on weakness. Capitalize on weakness. So let's say you set your buy orders, but they're very, very low, and they're not hitting. And let's say Thursday comes, or a couple days from now, and prices start capitulating further, and they get closer to your buy order, but they're not quite there yet. You can always cancel that buy order and just buy off of the market every day leading up to Thursday. You know what I mean? Like whenever there are down days, like let's say 2% day tomorrow. Like let's say we go down 2% tomorrow. Maybe you buy a couple cases. Then we go down 4%, another 4%. You buy more cases. I'm using cases as an example. I don't think cases are going to continue to like drip and go lower, but I'm using that as a great example. You want to keep buying this dip, especially if your items have good fundamentals. So make a list of your top buys. I guess 1B should be like, these items should have good fundamental analysis behind them. Good fundamentals behind them. You shouldn't be just picking any random item to invest in. And I'll tell you why. It's very, very important you guys understand this, because look at what happened to the Train collection. The Train, not 2021 collection, the Train, where is it? The Train, this Train collection. How many of you guys in the chat, press 1 in the chat if you guys invested in filler skins, trade up filler skins over the years? Maybe you're not currently invested, but you are interested in, or you were interested in investing in filler skins. Filler skins had good merit for a long, long time. What are filler skins? For those of you that are like first time hearing about filler skins, let me just real quick give you an idea what filler skins are. Basically, they are skins that nobody wants, that will be consumed. They will be consumed during trade-ups, right? They're going to be consumed during trade-ups to get, basically to get a better item from a better collection. A better item from a better collection. And what investors used to do is they were investing in these items that were just fillers so that invest in these items when their prices are down, right? When their prices are down, and then sell these items when demand for trade-ups rises. And when does demand for trade-up usually rise? When we get an influx of new skins added to the game, when we get new collections, when we had operations back in the day, right? Like, back in the day, we used to have, like, an operation every year, once a year. During the operation, during that time period, you were able to get a lot of new skins, higher tier skins. These trade-up fillers were consumed, they were in demand, they were, burned, and you as the investor made money from this. So why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm bringing up these filler skins because right now, if you just look at the market and try to, make an investment, right? Like, let's say, you used to invest in filler skins and you're looking at the market and you see that this P250 metallic DD-Pat went from 70 cents all the way down to 21 cents. And you're looking to yourself and you're saying, oh my god, that's such a steal. Listen to Fano. His advice is buy the dip on the good fundamental items. Well, unfortunately, not every item has good fundamentals, and this is a particular example of a case where they recently changed the way trade-up contracts work, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, a lot of the old trade-up filler skins are no longer viable options for trade-up fillers, and they're not giving us the same results. Valve secretly changed the way fillers work. They secretly changed the trade-up formula. There's a great article here on X for those of you interested in reading exactly what the hypothesis is. I'm going to link it in the chat for those of you that are interested in how trade-ups work. I'm sure there's videos on YouTube about that you guys can check out at your leisure, but I'm bringing this up here because to warn you that what has worked in the past may not always work in the future, and you have to do your own research, your homework, and you have to know why a particular skin went down in value, why a particular case or an item or a sticker dropped in value. You need to know why it fell before buying. That is such a key tip here. Always know what you are buying. Figure out the root cause of an item losing value. If it doesn't make sense for it to lose value, like the blue phosphor that I talked about, like in my latest post, right? Like, blue phosphor had no business crashing 70%. Like, whoever sold for 450 must feel like a complete, like knucklehead, you know what I mean? Like, 1500 to 450 panic sell, that is ludicrous. Absolute ludicrous insanity, like, moment. What a fumble, if you ask me. In any event, know what you're buying, guys, and know what you have. Let me pop out the chat. We'll look at a couple more skins. Make sure you guys vote in the poll. Did you guys buy the dip? Seems to be 50-50 of you in here. So I'm guessing the 48% of you that did not buy the dip, I guess you guys are holding out. Maybe you guys are waiting for prices to go even lower in some cases. Train industrials are going down to 10 cents, I'm pretty sure. The question is, when do they bottom? When are these, like, train skins going to bottom, and, like, will there be a buy the dip mentality for them? Probably not. I think these collections, these train collections, are discontinued 100%. So they're no longer dropping, if I'm not mistaken. So on the one hand, guys, which is really crazy, on the one hand, they changed the way filler skins work. So on the one hand, they changed the filler skins formula for trade-ups. So, demand for these items drops, it goes down, prices go down, right? But then the supply has been in a shock for a couple months now. Since their removal from the active drop pool. So I do expect that even these bad skins that are supposedly bad today, I do expect there will be a bottom for them. The question is, how low will they go? Where will the actual bottom be before people start, collecting and hoarding and, like, pumping up the price. All of this to say, I'd personally avoid these filler skins. I think it's not worth your time. I think there are just better investments out there, better cases, better stickers, better items that I would personally be buying. But that's just my 2 cents here. So wait, Fano, should I be buying skins that are near 6 cents? Okay, again, what skins are near 6 cents? Why are they at 6 cents? What are the fundamentals, Rockstar? You have to be specific when you're asking these questions. You need to know what you're owning. Hey, Fano, what do you think? I'm thinking of straight buying classifieds that have dipped. Again, classifieds that have dipped from which collection? Why did they dip? Like, you guys need to make a list of these items today, of like, items that have lost value, why they lost value, is there a future for them? Was it based or baseless, you know? Like, why? Is the dragon tattoo a good investment? Dragon tattoo is from a case. It's from an old weapons case that has lost value recently. Is it a good investment? Probably not as good as you might think. That being said, though, because it can be used in trade-ups, because it can be crafted to a knife, it's probably better than it was a couple months ago. So buying the dip is smart, but it's probably not as good as like a case investment or a sticker investment that's way cheaper. Does that make sense? Like, you really have to do a cost analysis here on a lot of these items. What do you think about breakout cases? Guys, breakout cases are the only case in CS2 that contains butterfly knives only. So if you spam butterfly case coverts and spam butterfly or spam buy breakout case skins, those skins are going to get consumed in the short term, and breakout cases in the long run should rise. So, long story short, I am a fan of breakout cases. I really am. I do like them. However, they are pricey. They are kind of volatile right now because, yeah, the lower they go, the more excited I actually am for breakout cases. But yeah. Let's see here. Let me look at the Steam market, because also, guys, keep in mind, there's going to be a difference between the market that you use. Like, for example, look at this. Look at this. On the Steam market, breakout cases were $11. They were, you know, moving up and up and up and up and up and up. And then they crashed to $6.50, and then immediately the buy the dippers came in. Shout out to you guys if you bought the dip. Like, how many of you guys bought the breakouts at $6.50 or $7, like, at the dips off the Steam market? Now we've bounced back to $10.60, and, like, I like it. I really do like it. There's gonna be a new crash coming in 5 days. Not everything is gonna crash, my chill dude. Not everything is gonna crash. What do you think about fever cases? And if they do crash, I'm actually welcoming a crash. That's another thing, guys. Make a list of your items, set your buy orders, make sure that these items have good fundamentals. If prices start trending lower over the next couple of days, don't panic, sell. Consider buying strategically. 2%, 4% down, consider buying strategically. Basically, I'm saying dollar cost average. Dollar cost average is your friend. It really is, guys. Set your buy orders so that, you know, if there's a sudden flush, like everyone is saying, there's going to be a second crash coming, use your buy orders for those crashes. And then, if that crash doesn't come, strategically capitalize on smaller than expected weakness. Does that make sense, guys? That's my strategy. That's what I'm planning on doing. So strategically buy the dips as they trend lower. If they don't, right? Like if there's not like a huge crash, and then you use your buy orders that you set today. Set these orders today, chat, after you do your research. Set your buy orders today for the main flush that you anticipate will happen next week or in a couple of days. So, for example, if you anticipate that certain items are going to flush back down, let's say, for example, you have a hunch, you have a feeling, I mean, again, there's no way to predict this stuff, but let's say for whatever reason, you have a big feeling that the breakout weapons case is going to dip back to $6.50. Again, that's your feeling, that's your gut instinct, sure. If that is the case, you set buy orders for $6.50, $7 today, and you let them sit. And then over the next couple of days, you monitor the breakout case, and you see if it continues to dip, and dip. And if it dips maybe to $8, you cancel that order and you buy and you buy some. Or better yet, you have one Steam account that has your main flush buy order. Here's actually a really golden nugget for you guys. Here's a big brain pro tip. About to blow you guys away with this. One Steam account for the main flush buy orders for your targets, for your price targets, right? And then a second Steam account for buying the dip strategically, right? Like strategically buying the dip manually. So one for automatic and one for manually. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, guys. That is what I would personally recommend you guys do. But the bottom line is you have to be strategic about buying these dips, navigating this market crash. You have to do your research, your homework, and be active. Are you buying now or next week? I am buying both. I'm buying now, I'm going to be buying next week, I'm going to be buying over the next couple of weeks because I still believe in this game. I believe that there are pockets in the market that are undervalued, underappreciated, and I'm going to continue to make money. I'm not panic selling. I didn't panic sell my knives. Right now we're bouncing off of the lows. Some of you guys may think that we're going to go even lower. If that is the case, so be it. I'm going to be here and buy the dip. What do you think about the M4 print stream? Let's take a look at the print stream real quick. M4 print stream from a good case. I already talked about this case, the broken fan case. One of my favorite cases that are discontinued, meaning no longer dropping. Print stream is nice because it has a pretty good fundamental catalyst in the future, and that is if they decide to change the art, make it better, make the pearlescent effect better, right? They changed the design a little bit, similar to what it was back in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. If they do that, this skin is going to pop. So what does that mean? Investors in the case, investors in the weapon skin itself are going to profit and make money. I think that as more players enter the game and enter the space, demand for print streams will rise, which is why I like the print stream. If the print stream crashed like it actually did, 39% in 1 month or 7 days, 40%, I would be buying the dip. Buy the dip. Be smart about this, guys. Be smart. A different vibe today from crash to bullish. Exactly. The market, I mean, think about it, guys. Think about it. Like, did you guys honestly think that we were going to just every single day for the next 5 days keep bleeding and keep going lower? Do you guys honestly think that, like, people were going to continue to panic and even more panic, and it was the end of the world? That's not how markets work, guys. That's not how it works. Yes, there's going to be some relief. There's going to be some relief rallies. That's what happens whenever there's volatility. So I say all of this not to, like, get you guys all bulled up and, excuse me, not to get you guys super excited and bulled up and buy the dip and buy my skins. That's not why I'm making this stream. I'm trying to find pockets in the market of opportunities where we can actually profit from this panic and profit over the next couple of days, because I do think there is a good chance that we fall in the next couple of days. The question is, how much are we gonna fall? So my advice to you is, like I've been saying this past stream, make a list of your top items, dollar cost average, have a strategy for manually buying the dip and automatically buying the dip. Know what you are buying. That is very important. Not all skins are created equal. You have to do your homework and know what you're purchasing. And then, yeah, just use different strategies. Let me switch to live chat. Maybe you guys, some of your messages are not coming through. Music is too loud. All right. I will lower the music. Sorry about that. I'm gonna lower the music a bit. Music is a bit too loud. Thank you guys for that. M4 Solitude. How do Armory Pass skins like that do? I'm very new to collecting skins. So, Solitude, guys, the M4 Solitude, these limited edition items are still very new to the game. So you know, it's really hard to make these predictions. I would say you should probably pick one up just to be safe, but I would not be buying like hundreds of them because it's still too risky. It's still one of those items where I want to be invested, but I don't want to overcommit and have it be dead money. Does that make sense? Don't put your money into dead investments. Do you think this is a dead cat bounce? Not necessarily. I think it's a much needed bounce, a relief rally. Is it worth buying gloves now? Depends on the gloves. Yeah, if you've always wanted your dream gloves, buy them today. If they keep dipping down, buy one for your grandpa or for your friend. Like, I mean, like, just understand that, like, we're not gonna keep bleeding over the next several days. And if we do, it's gonna be less panicky and just more, you know, just... like, the fear is priced in, guys. I'm sorry, but, like, how much more negative can we get? Like, how much more negative can we really get? Like, the only way we can crash further and have even more negative volatility is if Valve continues to give us back-to-back updates with some really, really broken just fundamentals. Like, for example, like, let's say they like remove cases or transfer cases to terminals. Something like that could spook the market if they do a big update where they, like, completely change even more fundamentals, like of the mechanics of the game. Yes, that could probably spook the markets and cause us to go further lower. But how likely is that of happening? Like, I just personally don't see it. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe that, you know, is gonna happen, but it's really hard to predict these things. How about Asimovs from point 1 to point 8 float cap and buying them so that you get minimum wares on trade-ups? That's an interesting strategy. Asimovs are rising because of that very reason, because they changed the way trade-up contracts work. Certain, you know, Asimovs will profit from that, and yeah, like, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. However, those skins are already expensive, so you're paying a premium for them. I recommend knowing what you're buying and then not overpaying for it. So number 4 on this list is don't overpay for your investments. There's no need for you guys to chase, so, like, don't chase the hype, don't chase the rally, don't chase the rally, whether it's a short-term rally or a long-term rally. You never want to, like, buy into the spike. You never want to buy into the spike, guys. Whenever items start spiking and prices go higher, like, you generally should not be buying. Like, let me show you guys the buzzkill, right? Like if you look at the M4 buzzkill, as it was spiking, you probably should have been, like, you should not be buying. You should be buying before the spike. You should have been buying, like, a year ago when nobody was buying. And then as it was rising, this is where you exit. You exit some here, you exit some here, you exit some here, you exit some here, you exit. Like, literally every $100 increment is when you exit. So if you had a couple of coverts laying around, or M4s, right? Like these buzzkills, let's say you had them, you've unboxed them, you've had them over the years, and then you see that they reach $100, you sell one. It reaches $200, you sell a second one. It reaches $300 in a week, you sell a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, until you get rid of your position. And the same principle can be applied to other investments. It can be applied to stickers and cases and other items that are, you know, discontinued and such. So keep that in mind, guys. Please be strategic about how you navigate these volatile times. Let's see here. What other comments and questions do you guys have? Are there any other skins you want me to analyze from the market? Do you think Gallery will ever dip again? Great question. So the Gallery case dip was purchased. I actually made a tweet about that yesterday, talking about how the people are getting it wrong. The market is getting it wrong. If you sell this case today, you're going to regret it later. I made a very ballsy claim here. And yeah, this was yesterday, $1.22. Massive dip from the highs. People, nothing fundamentally changed for this case. It's still a discontinued case. It's still going to get unboxed over the years. It's still going to be used in, you know, the skins in it are still going to be used in trade-up contracts. For knives, maybe not for the kukri knife, because, oh, everybody hates the kukri knife, but long story short, the skin, like the M4 Vaporwave inside of this case, is still gonna, you know, rise over time, meaning demand is gonna rise over time, more crafting, more trade-up demand over time, more players over time, a discontinued case whose supply only is going down. To me, Gallery case is no-brainer, and that's why I bought the dip. I'm buying the dip, and the question is, do you think it's gonna dip further? If it does, I'm buying. End of discussion, period. That's how you should think about these things. And again, maybe you don't vibe with the Gallery case. Like, that's fine. I'm not here to shill you guys on my investments. I'm here to give you guys my thesis, my thought process on how I invest. See if it makes sense to you and apply it to your own investments. That's the whole point of my videos and live streams and all that good stuff. So ask me your questions, guys. We're doing some Q&A right now. M4A1S Fade and other covert skins from collections. Yeah, you should have bought the dip on the Fade. Very, very good purchase if you bought the dip on the Fade. Should I buy now on October 3rd? You should have bought yesterday when it was lower. Now we're bouncing off the lows. So today is probably not the day that you should buy. Right now you'd be chasing. So instead, you should probably be doing what I said earlier, making a list of your top buys today, seeing if there's capitulation and price depreciation tomorrow. Set your buy orders for a potential crash in a couple of days. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, so be it. Be an active investor in these turbulent times. Blue Phosphor, good buy. I made a post about it on X literally today, how the Blue Phosphor had no business crashing. And if you bought the dip, you were handsomely rewarded. 450 was the all-time low during this dip. Now it's back up. People are buying the dip. That's smart. It is smart to buy the dip on items that have no business crashing. Did you see how many cases were opened over the last couple of days? Yes, I did, and I almost don't believe it. Believe it or not. Like, I don't know, like, can we really trust these numbers? Apparently more cases than ever. More cases than ever have been opened over the last, like, 24 hours. Gabe Follower, a really, really reputable guy here, posted this here. Cases unboxed over the past week. 4 million unboxings on Revolution. Almost 8 million, like... CS2 players opened a total of 31 million cases last month, but even after the latest CS2 update that everyone hated, more than 15 million cases were unboxed during the last 72 hours. What? Like, that's just insanity. I'm not entirely sure. I don't believe it. Like Jesus says, I don't think these numbers are real. They're probably more to do with the database distortions because of the trade-up contracts. Not that I think Valve's income is going to be affected by this in any mean. I agree with Jesus. That is definitely what's going on here. It's not necessarily that more cases were opened, just the skew of new skins consumed by the trade-ups are what's causing these numbers to be skewed for some of these cases, because some of these skins are found in these cases, so they're getting falsely marked as unboxing. Whoa, Sep, please don't spam, bro. Please don't spam. No need for spam, my guy. I have a really important question, Fano. What should I do with my trade of fillers from Train Collection? Has anything changed for the armory? I literally talked about this earlier. I would not be buying Train fillers. I think Train fillers are fundamentally broken. You could think that it is a bug and it's probably going to get patched, but I disagree. I think it's unlikely that it gets patched. I don't know what price you paid for your Train fillers. I don't know what price you paid for your metallic DD pads. I don't want to be the guy that tells you to sell and then a week later they fix it and then demand starts spiking. So my recommendation to you is to just wait, like, let the news settle in. It's one of those things where, like, it is a discontinued collection and it should rise with time slowly, but it's just useless right now for trade-ups. So, yeah, like, I don't know what else I can really talk about this. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you could cut your losses, you could just store it in a container for a couple of years, maybe it spikes and you sell. Yeah, there will be more dips, potentially. Do you think prices will go down? Those of you that are just now tuning in, here's what you do. What you do today. Today is a bounce day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're bouncing. We're bouncing off the lows. We're going higher today. So what you do is you do not chase today. You should have bought the Blue Phosphor yesterday for 450. You should have bought the knife yesterday for a lower price, or the gloves that you wanted yesterday. But you did not. You did not buy the dip yesterday. You did not buy the panic. So what do you do now? What you do now is simple. You make a list of items that you really want to buy, that have good fundamentals, that have no reason falling in price, and you set your buy orders for a potential number 2 crash that could happen next week. You do that today. You don't wait, you do it today. Set your buy orders for a price that you're willing to pay that is under market price. You use your buy orders today. Make sure these items have good fundamentals. over the next couple of days. You're going to monitor the markets. You're going to come to these live streams. You're going to follow the charts, follow the market. You're going to follow your list. You're going to follow your skins. You're going to see how your skins are performing. Are they continuously being bought up? Or are they trading sideways? Are they crashing? And you're going to make strategic investments either manually or maybe your buy orders start hitting. That is what you do. Those of you that are asking, do I buy the dip today? Today is not the day to buy. The day to buy was yesterday. The day to buy was when there was full panic and prices were fully crashing. Today, we are sort of bouncing off of the lows, and, you know, people are predicting that, oh, we're gonna crash again. You're not buying it here. You're not buying it here. Here are my two other thoughts. Okay, no, I don't want to read that. We are so back to all the people who said my investments were a waste of time. Why is the P250 sand dune spiking? It's kind of random. Shroud is giving investment advice. That's funny. But yeah, basically, today is not the day to buy. I guess bottom line is, today is not the day to buy the dip. You should have bought the dip yesterday when we were even lower. Bought the dip lower. You should have bought the dip yesterday. And I mean, just think about it. Like, think about it. Day 1 of the crash, day 1, this is day 3 of the crash, by the way. Day 1 of the crash was the initial panic, and prices crashed. Like, I don't know, they crashed 40, 60%. Then day 2 of the crash was another round of panic, and was another, like, 60 to 70%. Like, prices went down even further on some items. Like, on stream last night, I was looking at items and Dopplers that were, like, 70% down. So, day 2 of the crash was yesterday. And now, day 3 of the crash, we have a, you know, a short-term bounce. A dead cat bounce, per se. But it's too early to tell if it's a dead cat bounce. It's too early to tell. It's too early to call this a dead cat bounce. We need to see further. And I personally believe that for certain items, like the Prince, like the Hot Rod, like the Blue Phosphor, I am of the belief, genuinely and authentically, I personally think it's not a dead cat bounce. Maybe for some knives and gloves and some other items, it's a dead cat bounce and we go further lower. But for some of these better, older, fundamental items, I just don't think that there's enough juice, enough negativity to push them to even lower lows. Does that make sense, guys? I hope it makes sense to you. I could be wrong, which is why you're not buying these items today. You're not chasing these items today. You're waiting. You're making your list. You're setting your buy orders for the next couple of days. You're hoping that they crash, but if they don't, you're not chasing. And you're not overpaying for investments. You're not chasing the rally. And you're being strategic about it. You're monitoring your list, your charts. You're looking at the charts, and you're being patient. So this is day 3 of the crash. It's a short-term bounce. It's too early to call. A lot of people are predicting knives and gloves are going to go even lower. If you're of that believer, if that is what you believe in, you follow these steps here, and you're probably going to make a lot of money, and you're going to be able to buy the dip. So hopefully that answers that. Do you think it's time to sell coverts or hold? Coverts are going to be volatile over the next couple of days, so I would be selling any rips. Sell any rips on coverts, guys. Any rips, or if I can spell, any rips or spikes in coverts, I would be selling. I would be selling. Any dips in coverts, maybe you nibble, maybe you start buying, but I would personally be selling them. Please read my chat. How about Stockholm 2021 stickers? Can they rise, or do I sell them all now and do trade-ups? 2021 Stockholm is interesting. It, too, had no business crashing. And I'll be honest with you, if, like, nothing fundamentally changed from Stockholm. So I would probably not sell. I would not panic sell. In fact, the lower they go, I would probably be buying, low-key, if I were in your shoes. What's your opinion on the M4 Coalition? They went down after the market crash, but started rising back up slowly. I think long-term, it's a good skin. I really think it had no business crashing. Like, I chose the Blue Phosphor because I personally have beef with this skin. Like, I've personally had this skin twice, and I've sold it twice, and I'm very upset. I'm probably gonna buy it again at some point. The question is, I should have bought it, honestly, yesterday, but I didn't. I was focusing on other investments, other stickers and capsules and stuff, but yeah, long story short, perhaps, but I've seen many posts like this. W Valve, I don't care about a few rich people per... the biggest mistake you make is believe that they did this primarily to get the little guy. I mean, that's true. That is absolutely true. I don't know what this guy's whiffling about. Let's see here. Anyways, I bought an Ultraviolet for 270 yesterday. Was that a good buy? In the short term, yes. In the long term, it's too early to call. So, you guys need to reevaluate yourselves. Guys, listen to this. Listen to this. Here, like, this is very important. Like, this is super, super important, guys. Why did you buy your knife yesterday? Ask yourself that question. Why did you buy your knife yesterday? Was it only because it crashed? Was it because you wanted to hold for a couple of years? Was it because it was your dream knife? Was it because you wanted a quick trade? You knew that you had a feeling that it was gonna like bounce off the lows yesterday and you're gonna sell today for a nice profit? Why did you buy your knife is super, super important. Or why you're investing. Why are you buying your items? Because it was way cheaper. Okay, but now it's more expensive. So you have decisions to make. Do I hold? Do I sell? Do I buy? Like, you need to, like, go into investments knowing why you're investing in them. Like, for example, if I'm buying elemental stickers today, why am I buying elemental stickers today? 1, because they crashed over the last couple of weeks, and 2, because they're probably going to get removed in a couple of months. And there's probably going to be a demand spike. A spike in surging of like, catch-up performance. People trying to catch, you know, after the news. That's why I'm investing, right? And then, you know, for the long-term investors, maybe you hold on to some of these investments for years and, you know, supply dwindles and, you know, you're going to lock in some long-term investments. So always know why you're buying. Always know what you're buying, why you're buying it, and the fundamentals behind it. Do you think the price is going to crash after the market gets flooded with knives? I am generally of the believer that we probably aren't going to see a huge influx of the top tier knives, the better tier knives that people are panicking. The influx is mainly from people who recently crafted. And while, yes, I do look at the numbers, and yes, the supply has gone up and it has been diluted for these knives, the reason we crashed isn't because of the extra knives, it's because of the fear and the psychology of human beings reacting to the news that there's a potential for the supply to get diluted. Does that make sense, guys? Like, if you really want to analyze this, like, why did we crash? Like, that is the reason we crashed. We didn't crash because all of a sudden we snapped our fingers and we had like double the amount of knives that we had previously. That's not why we crashed. We didn't crash because of a huge influx in supply. We crashed from the psychology and the fear of that happening and people wanting to get out before that happens. But you really have to come back and ask yourself, like, is the panic warranted? Like, is that actually going to happen? Are we really going to like double all of our knives supply and like does it make sense to sell at a 60% loss, 70% loss? And to me, I personally am of the believer that like there's no reason why my butterfly knife should have fell like 60-70% or some Dopplers. Personally, I disagree. You might not agree with that, but I don't know. I personally would be buying the dip. I really would. If it keeps dipping, I would be buying. Would you sacrifice an M4 Fade for an upgrade to a butterfly knife? Depends on the butterfly knife. Yeah, honestly, now would be a good time to upgrade to a butterfly knife. There are already 350,000 butterfly knives. Why did they fall so much? Will they get cheaper next week? They might get a little cheaper, depending on which butterfly knife you have. But in the long run, nothing fundamentally changed with the butterfly knives. They are still going to be the most popular knives in the games. They're still going to be highly sought after. And if you have Dopplers and Gammas and Rubies and, like, I don't know, Fades, like, I probably wouldn't be panic selling, low-key. Hopefully that answers your question. Are you guys finding value from this? Please hit the thumbs up button if you guys are finding value. Let's get those likes up, guys. I really do try my best to help you guys make money, all for free. So if you find value from these streams, it really would mean a lot if you guys just hit the like button. It's completely free. Woke up to 20% gain. It's okay. A 20% bounce. Like, it's pretty volatile. Like, we're living in volatile times right now. So, should I wait? Wait, should I buy a red and wait for the price to go up? buy on weakness. Buy on weakness. So why did we crash? We crashed because of the fear of a supply shock and the loss of faith in Valve's in Valve, basically. However, we won't magically get a 2x spike in supply overnight and even into October 30th. So while I do understand the fear that people have when a lot of these new knives become tradable, I understand you guys are fearing that, oh, we're gonna crash. I just don't think it's as big of a crash as we're making it out to be. I could be wrong, maybe it does, in which case, personally, I wouldn't mind it. Like, I'd probably buy the second dip. If we start crashing even lower in a couple of days, I'd probably buy an even bigger amount, right? But like, right now, you should have bought yesterday, honestly. You should have bought yesterday. Yesterday was the day to buy. Today, we're rallying or, bouncing off the lows. I would not be chasing here. I would be patient here. Do not chase here. Do not chase here. Set your buy orders. And don't use scummy sites that promote Gamba RNG, that are blocking you from trading, that are blocking you from withdrawing. Do not use those sites. That is another thing that I am heavily advocating for. Be your own, boss there, and yeah, don't fall victim to those predatory sites. Will you post this notepad somewhere? Yes, guys, this notepad file that was taken throughout the entire stream, they always get posted in my Discord server. So join the public Discord server. It's completely free. We have an investments channel where you guys can interact and, talk together in a community. I'm gonna post the notepad file in here, and it will be pinned. So yesterday's YouTube live stream, it too was pinned, how to profit from the market crash. So decent ideas here of what I'm doing. Everything is in the Discord, so please join if you're interested in our community. Top 3 sites to use: Steam Market, CS Flow, and the third one, it really depends on your region. Hey Fano, I have 2.5k flow balance. I don't know what to do. If you have 2.5k flow balance, you do exactly what you don't do exactly what I say. You consider doing what I'm doing, which is to be strategic about it, to set your buy orders, to not necessarily chase today, but come up with a list of items that have crashed that you're thinking of buying tomorrow or in a couple of days if they continue to crash further. So right now, we're bouncing off of the lows. Maybe we lose steam. Maybe this is a short-lived bounce, right? Like the snakebite cases went all the way down to 50 cents. Shout out to my snakebite investors that bought in the 50s. Now you're at 75. Are you selling now? Are you buying now? I would have bought down here, not up here. So today is probably not the day to be making investments, if I'm going to be honest right now. Today are the people that are buying today missed out on yesterday and are trying to, they're trying to make up for it. Does that make sense? They're trying to play catch up. And I don't think that's a smart play. Skin prices are going up. Nothing is crashing right now anymore. Well, for now, Mayex, yeah, it's a short-term relief rally. After being down so much over the past couple of days, like, we are rallying off of the lows. Today is a good day for investors that bought the dip yesterday. But, will that remain? Some people in the community say this bounce won't last. We will go down again. Not below the absolute lows, but be cautious buying. Yeah, be cautious buying today. You should have bought yesterday when everyone was panicking. Today is not the day to be buying. This is a dead cat bounce. We need to trade sideways for a month before anything else. I still don't think we go to absolute lows. I agree. I think that the absolute lows are probably in. That's usually how markets work. It's usually one big crash followed by a little bit of buying and maybe a... Well, actually, no. Big crashes usually have one big huge crash, then another huge crash, then a bounce, potentially more crashes, but not as big as the first. The first 2 days were the biggest crashes, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. Let's see here. Is there an odd trade-up to how to get a Doppler. Can someone help me? I got some minimum wares and 2... What do I tell this guy? I think he should just go and, like, use, like, a website for trade-ups. Those sites I recommend, not the gambling sites. What's going to happen when all the trade-up knives hit the market? It's not that big of a supply. A lot of you guys are panicking over a huge oversupply of knives. I just don't think that we are going to see that. I just don't think that. That's why I didn't panic sell my knives just yet. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe we continue to go lower, but I just don't see it. Is it worth buying a butterfly now or wait for the 30th? My birthday's on the 30th. I'm thinking of waiting. I think waiting is smart, guys. I really would not be chasing it today. Today could be a dead cat bounce. You don't buy on days like today. You buy on days like yesterday. Days like yesterday, you buy. Days like today, you consider selling or just holding, doing nothing. Sometimes, honestly, chat, if you're gonna, like, take anything from this, like, sometimes doing nothing is the best strategy. Like, just sitting on your hands as an investor and being patient. Green days are not for mass buying. The smart money buys on weakness and paper hands, as they say, and on the red days. So days like yesterday, I was buying. Days like today, I'm not buying as much. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. What do you think of major sticker capsules right now? I'm probably going to do a stream where I dedicate the entire topic on major sticker capsules and, like, the old stickers, because I definitely see value in like, majors like Antwerp and Stockholm and all these other borderless and even older majors, too. There's definitely money to be made there. So, would you sell a Dragonfire now? Probably. I'd probably lock in some gains if you have them. Why place buy orders instead of just buying it when it actually dips? What if it dips below my buy order and you buy on Steam? Well, that's why... Okay, that's a good point. That's why you set your buy order very low so that that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like for example, I'll give you an example, guys. And I'm using a case as an example, which may not be the best example. I probably should use a skin, but in any event, let's just indulge me for a second. So, snakebite case, right? Let's say I really wanted to buy a snakebite case, and I missed out on buying it at 51 cents. But I think it's going to crash back down for whatever reason. I would today, literally today, after watching this stream, I would set a buy order for like 51, 52, 53, for like 100, 1,000, just buy a bunch. Set your buy order now, and then monitor the chart over the next couple of days. See if we do get this big crash that everyone's predicting, and see if it hits, it hits. If it goes lower, it goes lower. You're only doing it for 1,000 cases, right? 1,000 snakebite cases is not a whole lot of money, right? Now, obviously, this is going to depend on the skin and the item. Like, for example, like, if you were going to do a blue phosphor, that's probably a better example for this, because, like, blue phosphor 450, like, if you set a buy order, like, let's say you had a buy order for 1,000, you missed out on being able to buy it for, like, 500, 600, right? So I get your point. Like, using buy orders can be risky in that sense, but I mainly use buy orders not necessarily for skins, but for, like, cases and stickers and capsules that are more liquid, that don't necessarily have hundreds of dollars price swings. So be mindful of that, and yeah, just use them as to your advantage, I guess. What will you do with what will you do with elemental craft stickers? I'm gonna hold on to my elemental craft stickers for a couple more months until they get removed, until they get marked as last chance, and then I'll probably cash out most of them. I'll be selling the rip, as they say. Let's see here. People often forget that the other side of the crisis or a crash is an opportunity. Exactly, guys. This, like, look at my tweets between yesterday and today. Yesterday's tweet: if you sell this case today, you're going to regret it. People were panic selling yesterday. $1.22 gallery cases. Do you guys want to know how much the gallery case is today? The gallery case today, ladies and gentlemen, is from $1.22, $1.54, $1.62. $1.22 when I made my tweet, $1.65. You're gonna regret selling at $1.22. you definitely are regretting it today. And in a couple of years, you're probably going to regret it more when it, hits all-time highs. So hopefully you guys are understanding how this stuff works. Hey, I'm new to your channel. I'm very happy I discovered you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys want more skins content, market content, ways to navigate the crash, how to make money. I do this for you guys to share you guys, like, the different strategies that I've learned over the past several years of investing. Should I sell my gut knife emerald that I sniped for 210 euros to trade to a butterfly knife? That's a tough question, Michelle. Honestly, yes. I think butterfly knives are still going to be more popular than gut knives. Depends what kind of butterfly knife you're going to upgrade to, though. Let's see here. Are you down now? What do you mean am I down now? From the all-time highs, yes. I think everybody is still technically down from the all-time highs. We still haven't fully recovered on a lot of our investments, especially since a lot of my investments are in cases. They still haven't fully recovered, but I mean, I'm not panic selling. I'm not. Hey, Fano, your alerts are very, very loud. Thank you for letting me know. I will lower the music a little bit so that the alerts. Let me actually try something. Give me 1 second, chat. How are the alerts now, guys? How are the alerts now? Better, better? Hopefully it's not super loud. Let's see here. Okay, so any other questions, guys? It's better now? All right, perfect. What other questions do you guys have? I'm here to help you guys out. This is my time to share with you all the knowledge I've accumulated over the past couple of years. Will October be a bigger crash as most people say? I am of the camp that no, it's not going to be as big as people say, which is why I think you should probably not necessarily buy today, but definitely start nibbling on some items and use buy orders and be patient. Don't treat knives as investment vehicles. I would not treat them as investment vehicles. I would be buying knives, buy knives to take advantage of the dip, to take advantage of the price dips and crashes, but don't expect these skins to make you a fortune. I've never, over my past several years investing, I never used knives as my main source of growing my net worth, as the main driver of my growth of my inventory. I always used knives and gloves as a store of value. Whenever I made profit off of my stickers and my capsule investments and my cases, I would always move a percentage of that profit. I would put a percentage of that profit into knives. And do I think that same strategy can apply going forward? I personally do think so, especially if you be strategic on which knives you're investing in. So let me actually write this down. So knives and gloves, for those of you that are new to this channel and new to my investing philosophy, knives and gloves were always used by me as wealth storage. I would store my wealth, and they would increase with time because I strategically, I'll finally learn how to spell this word. I strategically would buy knives and gloves that people wanted, that were rare, and desirable, had good fundamentals. And obviously now with the trade up, it's going to be slightly less so, right? There's going to be more avenues and more ways to unbox these, these gloves, these assets, these items, these knives. It's probably going to be easier for more of them to be unboxed, but I don't think it's as scary as people think. I don't think that knives are going to double in supply overnight. It's going to take years for knives to double in supply. So yes, there's an initial shock. Yes, it was deserved. We should have crashed, but the extent to which we've crashed is too much. In my opinion, whenever you have 60 to 70% crashes on items, you want to take advantage of that. 60 to 7% crash, you want to take advantage of. So, bottom line is this, guys. My bottom line to you investors is this. If you believe that Valve will remain a profitable company, right? A profitable company, and they won't ban trading, and they won't lock our skins, and the game will continue to grow over time. The competitive scene, more players, we'll have more missions slash operations potentially in the future, new skins content, new maps. If you are generally bullish, a better anti-cheat. By the way, I think that their anti-cheat, I've seen headlines on X that like it's doing a better job than before. Nobody's really talking about the anti-cheat now because everyone's worried about their pixels, but I think that they're getting close to a better anti-cheat. So like if you think that they're finally going to fix that anti-cheat problem, if you're generally bullish on this game and the future of this game, buying a 60 to 70% dip, a crash on knives that you're going to hold long term is probably smart. Buying a skin like a Fade or a Butterfly or a Howl or a Prince or a Blue Phosphor or any of the items that I listed in this in this notepad file. And this is not a comprehensive list, like M4 Fade. I'm sure, Glock 18 Gamma Doppler, especially Emeralds. Like if the Emeralds crashed, which they did, I'd probably be buying. I mean, there's tons of great examples of these skins that had no business crashing, and you should probably be buying. Now, again, filler skins, on the other hand, did have a reason to crash. The filler skins like the P50 Metallic Digipat, the Acid Fades, those of you that are investors of those types of items like the Acid Fade, the fundamentals changed. The fundamentals changed. These are no longer as good for trade-ups as they used to be. And because of that, well, demand goes down. Supply doesn't really matter. If demand suddenly tanks, nobody's buying them, prices are going to crash. Right now, we're sort of consolidating, slightly trending higher. You could buy this dip, but why? Why bother? Like just why bother at this point? Like, there's just so many other investments that you can make that it's just like, is it really worth it? Like Amber Fade, another great example. The, what is it, P2000 Amber Fade that's in the thumbnail of this video, right? Like, yeah, it crashed because they changed the way that these types of skins that were used in fillers operate. So not everything is created equal. Don't just buy anything, and know what you're buying, and, have conviction. Have a reason why you're buying it, right? Always have a reason why you're buying it. What about fever cases? I'm going to continue to stack fever cases through the armory. Like, nothing has changed. It's business as usual for me. Continue to stack fever cases. Buy the gallery case dip, or dips if there are more dips. Invest in elemental stickers for the last chance pop. What else? I mean, that's pretty much my main focus right now. Monitor Budapest Major for potential Austin / Antwerp / Stockholm investments. That's pretty much it. A couple weeks from now, guys, we're going to have the Budapest Major stickers come out. That's going to also move markets. Like, stickers and capsules and investments are going to move and reshuffle, and there's going to be volatility there too. So be on the lookout for that, guys, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys want to follow along. We're definitely going to do more of these live streams where we analyze the charts. Which cases will increase in value? Generally speaking, all cases should be good, but I think the safer cases are the discontinued cases. So I'm really bullish on Broken Fang. I'm really bullish on Dreams and Nightmares. I'm really bullish on what's it called? What's the gallery, of course. And then obviously Fever Case for the short-term trade. I actually posted a pretty interesting strategy that a lot of you guys can deploy. If you're interested in investing in cases, let me give you guys a really, really cool tip. A very nice strategy that could make you a lot of money. It's pretty safe. It kind of plays into the mechanics of how Valve operate, basically. So if you believe that they're going to remove either the recoil case or the Dreams and Nightmares case, in the short term, you should be buying both of these cases and buy them at an equal supply. And yeah, here's the link to that post. And like it explains like when to buy, when to sell, how I'm considering. Bro, read my donation. Oh shit, did you donate something? I am so sorry, my friend. Guys, How do I read the donation? So sorry. How is Valve responding to this? Have they acknowledged it? No, they have not acknowledged it. Thank you so much for the $5, bro. They have not acknowledged anything. They are being silent on purpose. They know what they're doing, and like I said, I've already discussed why they did this in a previous live stream, so I don't want to like beat a dead horse. I'm here to talk mainly investments. But long story short, absolutely, they're gonna be silent. They don't care. It's like honestly, at this point, they're gonna do more damage if they talk. Does that make sense? Like if they make public statements, they're gonna upset us even more. They're gonna poke the bear even more. They're gonna stir the pot even more. So it doesn't make sense for them to talk. At least that's how I see it. Thanks so much for the super chat donation. And then Flame says, should I sell my Talon Doppler and buy a week later? That's a terrible mentality. No. No. Do not sell now thinking you're going to be able to buy it lower. That is ridiculous. I didn't do it with my knives, and I'm pretty happy about that. I would not be selling. You're going to try to time the market, and people that time to market fail miserably. Hey, Fano, which capsule type are you buying from Antwerp? Me, personally, I'm buying the Contenders capsules and the autographs, but you can buy, I mean, you can just buy just about any of them. Like, you know, if one rises, the other is also going to rise. But some are going to rise more than others, so I'm believing more into the Contenders. My trader friend said the market will most likely stay in a range a couple weeks from now without doing any massive dips or buying. Mix of good, fear, and buy. We do agree with this. I sort of agree with this, actually. Yeah, I do. I personally don't think we're going to have a huge crash. The worst is in my opinion. We got Dean here says, hey man, is it still worth buying industrial grade factory news and trade ups? Yes, it is. From the Armory. Key caveat, from the Armory. The collections that are still in the Armory. From the Armory, yes. Those are the types of items you want to be buying. Are Black Pearls a good investment? I sniped one for 60% off. That's a W purchase. Yes, they are. I would not be panic selling or doing any of that. Hey, bro, I have some cases. Should I sell now that the market is bouncing? What price did you buy these cases? How much profit are you in? Are you a short-term trader investor or are you a long-term investor? It really depends on your horizon and like what your strategy is. I can't tell you what to do, my friend. Should I sell my P90 Asimov right now or later? Right now is a decent time. You know? I mean, I'd have to look at the chart, see if, like, anything, you know, fundamentally, like, has changed. But, I mean, the P90 Asimov, to my knowledge, is still, you know, it's in a consolidation pattern. We had a huge spike. It's retracing a little bit, consolidating. I mean, sure. Lock in those gains. Move it into something cheaper, you know? When do you think the Elemental sticker crafts are going to get marked as last chance? Probably going to get marked sometime by the end of the year, I would say, and then officially removed next year. That'd be my guess. Do you think pinks are going to keep rising? Eventually, yes. But then more of them are going to get unboxed, and then they're going to be, like, they're going to follow, like, a sinusoid pattern. Like, they're going to go up, they're going to go down, they're going to go back up. So it's really hard to make these, like, predictions. But Valve knew what they were doing. Valve made this update to get more people to open cases and to use their terminals. I think terminals are going to be used a lot in the future. I think in the future, we see a lot more terminals added to the game, where new coverts and skins get unboxed or added directly from Valve, sold from Valve, and then consumed through trade-up contracts to knives. They want existing cases deleted, removed from the game, so that, you know, governments and, like, the powers that be don't regulate their online economy. Does that make sense, chat? To me, it makes sense. They're trying to get us to, like, move away from cases and to just, like, move into terminals that will supply us the skins, that will supply us the opportunity to get coverts, to get knives, that way. Again, I still think it's early on. That's probably for another video discussion. Long story short, I like cases, and you can use Genesis Reds for trade-ups. At the moment, you can't, but in the future, you most likely will. Do you think the M4 Hellfire will crash again, even given it was pumped? Uh, Anything that got pumped could easily dump, and I would be cautious. Know what you own. Why, like, the Hellfire. What's significant about the Hellfire, guys? Hellfire is from Hydra, right? Let's see here. M4 Hellfire. It recently got absolutely pumped, and now it's, you know, back down. So, yeah, like this is just ridiculous. You should have sold when I was, like, talking about it. Like, you should be selling these pumps. Yeah, like, now, if you're buying now, you're, like, I don't think it's gonna be a V-shaped recovery. Like, is that the question you're asking? Like, are you asking, like, if I buy today, will it, like, will it be back to where it was, uh, like, will it immediately V-shaped? I mean, it sort of bounced from 400 lows to 700. It's going to be volatile. I mean, the answer is it's going to be volatile. So this is what's known as a bear flag. Like, it goes down, it, like, consolidates here. Maybe it goes even lower. Excuse me, but, like, I'm not interested, my guy. There's just better investments. I don't know what else to say. There's better investments, guys. Do you think the high-end skins like Desert Hydra and the Dealer or the Lotus, those are good buys on any weakness? If they dip in the next couple of days, you know, put them on your list, guys. Put them on your list. I told you guys at the start of the stream, make a list of skins. Op, Desert, Hydra. Let's see. What's another good one? Desert, Eagle, let's see, Emerald, Jormungandr, right? The Jormungandr. Desert, Eagle, Fennec, Fox. Pretty good stuff. Hey, Fano, I feel like we will soon see golds in armory and cases completely removed and consumed, which is why you invest. What cheap items would you invest in right now? Armory. People are forgetting about the armory, and that's going to come back to bite them. And, yeah, I think armory, cheap armory items are good. Desert Eagle Starcade, yep. And they don't even have to be cheap ones now. You can honestly just go after the ones that people like the whiteouts. Like, people will still want to, like, have whiteouts. They still want to have Doppler, like gamma Dopplers, like fades, rainbow spoons, and like these types of skins. Yeah, like when they get marked, you know, they're good. That being said, though, I still have a slight preference towards the stickers, the individual stickers, over the skins. Just because skins have trade-up mechanics, while stickers do not have trade-up mechanics. So it's generally safer. Is it for real, the post from Twitter, that Valve make trade-ups different and fillers will be useless? I don't think they'll be useless, but they'll be, like, certain fillers are not going to be as popular as they used to be. So yes, that is actually real. Valve never officially told us, but we always figure that stuff out on our own by trial and experimentation. Fano, do you think it was a way to harm the Chinese market and the investor? Yes, this was a planned effort. They knew what they were doing. They expected prices to go down. They did this on purpose to harm other, you know, to basically discourage hoarding, discourage manipulating, discourage just investors from just, you know, basically pumping up the prices on everything. Do I stack fever cases or save up stars for later? I would do both. I would buy some fever cases and also stack some stars. Have at least a couple hundred stars. And then, like, keep a threshold of like 100 stars, maybe to 100 to 200 stars. And then any extra stars should be spent on probably cases. Do you think Valve will go back on this thing? No. It's, that would be the worst thing they could do. If they revert already a couple days in, it's going to be a nightmare. Watch out, there are many bearish flags in the weekly graphs of certain cases. Potentially, which is why you have to be strategic on which cases you buy. Do you think we get one final dip in October? We may or may not get a dip in October, so 30th. So that's why I recommend you guys set buy orders. Set your buy orders today so that if there is another crash, you take advantage of it. Here is my tips right here. These 4 tips, if you follow these tips, I think you'll be successful. Again, not financial advice, just what I would personally do. Let's see here. Any other questions, guys? Keep covert skins or converting them to cases. Slowly convert them to cases. Don't keep all of them. Don't sell all of them. What time will it cook on the 30th? Around, I don't know, afternoon Eastern time. Is Flip Knife Ruby for $1,300 good? I mean, any sort of ruby is good, so yeah, absolutely. Is it the right time to buy play skins now? No, the time to buy play skins was yesterday, guys. the time to buy play skins was yesterday. I literally made a post this morning about the blue phosphor, how it had no business crashing from 1500 to 450. Shout out to anyone in my chat who bought a blue phosphor last night for like $500, $600. Like, that was the move. Buying it yesterday was the move. Today, now that it has recovered, probably not as profitable. Not the move. Like, today is not the day to be buying, guys. It really isn't. Today's the day to be making plans for the future, to setting your buy orders, to be slowly buying into areas and pockets of the market that are not that pumped, that are not that have not recovered as much, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, buy the rip, sell the dip. That is not what you do. You want to sell the rip and buy the dip. Is it worth waiting? I would say no, and I think you should have bought yesterday. Like, literally, this question was asked to me a million times on my stream last night, and I tell you guys honestly, always buy when there's panic and there's red and there's fear. As long as the fundamentals are still intact, as long as like there's no reason for them to overreact. Think about it, guys. These knives, yes, they should have gone down in value, but they shouldn't have crashed so much. The 60-80% like drop in certain knives, in my opinion, was overblown. And the smart investor capitalizes on that fear and buys when it's red and sells when it's green. Does that make sense, guys? Like, that's the perfect way to do it. Hey, what do you do with the AK Oligarch Factory New? It's a good skin, but I'd have to look at the supply numbers on it. I haven't really done much research on it because it's such a new skin, so I might have to get back to you on that. Join my Discord server. Maybe you can ask around and we can have that discussion offline when I have more time. Miroslav says, if we look at the S&P graph, the next drop happened this year, a week after we didn't touch the lows. Okay, but here's the thing. Stocks are not skins. Like, skins are not stocks. They're completely different. Like, you can't make the same one-to-one comparison. Like, obviously, like, I get what you're trying to do. Like, yeah, there was a big headline with the T word and, like, prices went down. But, like, they're not the same. It really aren't. They really aren't. It's kind of hard to compare them. When does the Armory Pass end? Is it worth buying now? Personally, I think it's still worth it to spend your stars for, like, cases and stickers. But, I don't know. I'd probably just be an investor as opposed to just, redeeming too many stars. Hey, Fano, I love your work. Best investments in the armor right now. Elemental stickers. Elemental stickers from popular, high-crafted stickers that a lot of people are putting on their skins. These are the types of ones that you should probably be researching and doing your homework in and buying on any weakness. For example, I'll give you guys a perfect example. We'll look at the high heat, for example, since it's very popular. This type of investment, let me pull up the Steam chart real quick for you guys just to have an idea of what I'm saying, if I can find it. So, let's see. So, high heat, for example, right? Over the last month or so, it dipped from, since October 8th, it went from $1.93 all the way down to a low of 96. You could have been buying this dip here, buying some at $1.30, some at $1.20, some at $1.10, and some at 96. Your average is somewhere in the middle. So buying these dips now is smart. Buying it when it was rising up here, not so smart. Buying on the dip, smart. Why? Because this item will be removed in a couple of, like, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. It gets marked and removed. And it has, popularity, demand. Stickers tend to do very well in the long run. This is just one example, guys. You can find your own sticker to invest in and your own thesis. But that's what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Should I keep cashing out or hold my items? If you believe in the future of this game, I would not cash out and I would, hold. Me personally, I am holding. I am not selling at this point in time. Not yet. I'm still holding out. I have 2 M9 Tiger Tooths. They are crashing in price. Do I sell them or no? M9 Tiger Tooth. I would honestly not sell them if I were you. I really wouldn't. you've already lost money on it. May as well wait for the recovery, unless you have a better investment that you absolutely think will outperform it, in which case sell and use that money for other investments. But it's up to you to make that call. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Would you go for character craft or element? Both. I'm going for both, man. Get some character crafts that tanked. Get some elemental stickers that tanked. Character crafts are long-term investments. Elemental sticker crafts can be long-term investments, but I personally am treating them as short-term investments. You can do both, and everybody has different time horizons and risk tolerances and stuff. Should we sell our coverts now or wait until next Wednesday? Sell some now, keep some for next Wednesday. Don't like try to see the future with a crystal ball that you don't have, if that makes sense. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Thanks so much for the generosity. Hey, Fano, I bought many play skins and cases. Now, how should I place buy orders for the next dip? I bought a blue steel skeleton. Oh, okay, so this is a lot of questions here, my guy. I bought blue steel skeleton, overprints, gloves, AK Asimov, P250 Asimov, and pinks for trade-ups. Okay, here's how you play it. Your skins that you bought for trade-ups, you don't list them. You wait for them to go up, and then you sell them. You just monitor them, so you have to be more active. You could list them for a high price, but, I mean, I'd probably just hold off, right? For the next dip opportunity for your play skins and cases, so like, which case did you buy? Like, give me an example. I already gave you guys an example of like a snakebite case, right? Like we already talked about the snakebite case. Let me see if I can find it. I think I still have it open. Well, I have gallery case, so maybe we can use the gallery case example. Like if you bought the dip on gallery at $1.22, I don't blame you if you sell at $1.65. It's not like I'm gonna be super mad at you or anything. Just because I'm not selling it at $1.65 doesn't mean that like, you know, it's terrible to sell. You know, $1.22, $1.65, it's not a bad exit point, but it's still gonna hurt you with the fees and stuff if you sell on Steam. So I'm personally holding. Long story short, for, you know, it's gonna, like, your question is about buy orders, and that's gonna vary depending on the item. So for gallery, honestly, I would set a buy order today for gallery at $1.22. $1.22, $1.24, around the last relative bottom. Set some buy orders. Set 100, 500. It's not a whole lot of money, but like it's enough to put some more skin in the game, if that makes sense. Because while I don't think it's gonna crash below $1.22 or 25, it might, and depending on the item that you pick, it might continue crashing. So you have to be cautious. Does that answer your question? As far as some of these other knives and gloves, I would hold on to them for a couple of years. They will rebound, in my opinion. It's just going to take more time. AK Asimov, all these coverts, don't sell them yet. Sell them when they start spiking, and there's no way to predict exactly when they're going to spike, which is why I say monitor your investments, monitor them, and sell whenever they go up. I'll give you a great example of this, by the way. If you look at, let's see here, I think it was the P90 Asimov, or actually no, let's look at the Dragonfire. Let's look at the Dragonfire, for example. If we look at, let's say you bought this play skin investment for trade ups. Let's say you bought it, and if we look at its chart, give me a second here. Like, look at this madness. Like, it went up to $300, but then it crashed down to 200. Maybe you bought this dip. Then it went even lower. Maybe you bought this dip. And then now it's spiking up and up and up and up, and everybody's bullish. Now is a good time to exit that trade, exit that position. You bought it at $1.60, $1.80, 200. Now it's at $319.20. If you can sell it, I would lock in those gains. You made some good profit. How high realistically will these skins go? I don't think that we're going to see these coverts reach $1,000. If you believe they will, then keep them. But, I mean, everybody's different at the end of the day, so, you know, give that a try, and hopefully that answered your question. Where can I message you? I have an offer. If you have Twitter, if you have X, you can DM me on X. You can send me messages on X if you're verified and legit. As far as where to offers, I mean, you can message me on, you know, in my Discord server, try to get a hold of me. That's probably where you can do that as well. Do you think getting terminal skins because in the future they might add knives to terminals only? That's just pure speculation. I would not. No. Don't put too much money to work if you do decide to go down that route. Is it worth keep skins under super float that can be used to make factory new gloves? Yeah, I'm not selling my low factory new float skins. Absolutely not. What is the chance to get a sapphire? I'm thinking of buying it. It's pretty low. Like, yeah, you guys see all of the clips of these streamers unboxing sapphires, but like, it's not as likely as you think to get a sapphire knife. So I think we'll be fine. Like the supply of sapphires isn't gonna like suddenly double overnight. That warrants a price dip of like 50, 80%. Are we going to see the return of Chinese skin hoarders? Honestly, I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen a shift out of skins and into stickers. I genuinely believe that like China could have easily taken their money out of skins and out of like knives and moved into like stickers, discontinued stickers, character craft stickers. They could have moved into capsules like Cato capsules or not even Cato capsules because they're super expensive, but like Stockholm capsules and all these like more recent Shanghai capsules even. If they wanted to, they could have just shifted their target. They could have easily shifted their strategy into something that Valve can't really disrupt. They can't really fix stickers the same way they can fix the skin problem. Does that make sense? The knife problem. Killer, appreciate the super chat, my friend. Thank you guys. Hey Fano, so I bought about 150 Dreams and Nightmares cases for 155. Don't know if I wait till next month for DC8 or something. My recommendation to you is probably sell 20% of them, sell like a fourth of them, let the rest ride. If they dip again, just rinse and repeat, buy more on further dips. And yeah, Dreams and Nightmares case is or one of those cases that I talked about in my on my not Twitch, what's it called? On my Twitter, right? My X. It's one of those strategies where you can play the bounce when it gets removed, if it gets removed. So it's one of those cases where you always buy the dip, I guess is the short answer to your question. You always buy the dip and then sell the rip occasionally. Can you recommend or just show us some stickers that are cheap at the moment? When you say cheap at the moment, okay, so cheap stickers. Let me see here. What are some cheap stickers, chat? I mean, I can tell you stickers that I think are cheap. I think that some of the elemental stickers are kind of cheap. I think that, like, yeah, high heat under $1 is cheap. I think, let's see, what are some other stickers? I think, give me 1 second. Actually, wait, let me see here. Where are we? Stockholm contenders. I think, let me look at the charts here real quick. 296. Yeah, I think $2 a capsule is cheap for this one. Absolutely, I do. But it's a major sticker capsule. We're so close to Budapest. What if Valve gives us a borderless Budapest? These things will absolutely crash. So it's like, it's very risky. So I probably wouldn't be buying too many of them. But if you want an interesting play heading into Budapest, then yeah, buying these dips on Antwerp and Stockholm and even Austin, you know, honestly wouldn't be terrible. But that's more of like a roll of the dice, though. It's not necessarily the best sound investment, I guess, because you don't have any certainty. Like, you're at the mercy of Valve, right? I bought an emerald for $6,000. Good for you, bro. Good for you. A butterfly emerald for 6,000. Chat, L or W? Butterfly emerald purchased for 6K. L or W? What are we thinking here, boys? I want to buy a Gamma Doppler Butterfly Phase 3. Is today the day or should I wait? The day was yesterday. You should have bought that Butterfly Phase 3 yesterday, not today. Could it go lower? Sure, but it's less likely. It's going to go down more. It's not going to go down as much as you guys think. I really don't think so. The skins that went down a lot was because of the China, like, disappearing from the market. The panic sellers in China and other big whales that are just exiting the community. But once those guys are out of the community and filtered out, like, it's gonna stabilize and redistribute amongst ourselves, and, like, we'll be fine. Like, we're gonna absorb, you know, this panic, and if you buy the dip, It's smart. Where do you recommend buying things? CS Float is a good site that I personally use, not affiliated or sponsored in any way. And then obviously Steam Market for some of your cheaper items with buy orders, isn't terrible. Are we going to see more price drop? There's a potential for more price drop, but it's not guaranteed, and I personally don't think it's going to be super, what's the word? Super, yeah, it's not going to be as bad as people think. I really don't. Do you think Paris is going to crash if Budapest is borderless? Oh, absolutely it will. Especially Paris, because it has such a large supply. But Budapest probably will not be borderless, so I think we'll be good. Knives are not that rare anymore. Yes, they're not as special and rare anymore, but they're definitely not as common as you might think, especially some of these gems and rubies and gammas, and they're not as rare as you think they are. Or sorry, they're not as, what's the word? They're not as common as you think they are. They're not diluted as much as you think they are. They're still pretty rare. Thoughts on fracture case as an investment? Apparently the fracture case has a very large supply, which I'm a little concerned about. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad investment, just understand that, like, the supply is big and we need more people to, what's the word? We need more people to open them. So as long as you believe that those, cases like fracture are going to continue to be opened, then it's a good investment. Are you investing into coverts for the long term? Me personally, no. I think they've already appreciated a lot. They would have to crash for me to buy. And at the moment, I don't consider them a very, very good investment at these high levels. Hey, Fano, I bought a Desert Eagle print stream. Is it worth it now? I'd prefer an M4 print stream, but yeah, Deagle print stream is fine too. What website to buy skins? Even the skins are so cheap. If you have access to Buff, use Buff. If you don't have access to Buff, use CS Float. That's usually what I recommend. What do you think about Desert Eagle Blaze now? I like the Blaze. I think that, yeah, on any weakness I'd be buying. Buying a skeleton tiger tooth, what do you think? I was actually thinking of buying a skeleton tiger tooth. I was this close, chat. I was so close to buying a skelly tiger tooth, and then I did not pull the trigger. I ended up buying stickers and capsules just because I wanted to be more aggressive. But yeah, now would be a good time to buy that tiger tooth low key. Especially if you have a long-term horizon. If you're gonna hold on to that tiger tooth for like a couple of years, I think buying at these dips is good. Best cases to invest in? I've already talked about some of them, but basically any sort of discontinued case, like the Broken Fang case, or even Riptide cases, or just gallery cases. I really like the price because of the price. Are like my top picks, right? Those are top picks. Other cases like Dreams and Nightmares and potentially Recoil here because of the potential removal. Snakebite fell quite a bit, so that was a good buy. The one caveat, the one thing I need you guys to understand is don't buy today. Today is not the day to be buying, and I'm probably gonna make a tweet about this as well. Like, you don't it's not good to buy today. You don't buy on days where we get this relief rally. You buy on days where there's panic and fear and doubt. That is the days that you buy. Do you want to play some Wingman? Not right now, unfortunately. I do need to leave in a little bit to go get some lunch. Maybe on another stream we could play some games. Show us your portfolio. What is the main thing that you're going to invest in for the next 1 to 2 years? Gallery cases. 100% gallery cases. We will not see 200 euro butterfly knives. Not the Dopplers, not the rubies, not the actual butterflies that everyone wants. Those are definitely not going to reach $200. They're not going to be as common as most people think, at least in my opinion. But yeah, skins are recovering, and yeah, we will be fine. Any other questions, guys? Thoughts on Revolution case? I like that case. I think eventually it gets removed, but for now, I am staying away. Valve wants every skin to be tradable on the Steam market, so they want to lower it more. I disagree. There's no way that they can ever make the Howl be tradable again on the Steam market. That is almost impossible, and I don't agree with that statement. Do you know a way to bulk trade cases like thousands? Private trades. You have to find private case dealers. They exist. You just have to find them. If I didn't get it yesterday, then when? It's sitting around 1900, and I'm looking to keep for years. Yeah, if you didn't buy the knife yesterday, then I mean, you kind of missed out. I mean, look, here's the thing. Like, buying today isn't the worst, but buying yesterday was just better. I mean, tactically, in hindsight, like, you always just want to buy yesterday. Like, why didn't you buy it yesterday when everyone was panicking? That's when you should be buying. Which elemental stickers are worth buying? I've already talked about this, but you got to go after the ones that have the highest application rates, the ones that a lot of people are applying. So some of these foils a lot of people are applying. High Heat is the most popular paper sticker from this. Boom Trail is being used for some certain crafts, but you got to do your own research and like find the items that you think most people want, if that makes sense, and go from there. The impossible already happened, Fano. What made you think they won't make the Howl tradable? Bro, listen, man. They could do that. At this point, it's all just speculation and fear, and I'm completely over that phase. I'm done panicking. I'm done being fearful. Right now, like yesterday was the day to be greedy. Today is the day where people are being greedy and buying, causing price to go up. So my answer to you is this: don't buy today. Wait for future dips tomorrow, in the next week, and if they don't dip, well, hopefully over the next couple of days you're making smart choices on items that are undervalued. I'll probably be making a list, if you guys want, of like undervalued items that are currently cheap relative to the market. So if you're interested in a video like that or a live stream of that where we actually like build a list of cheap skins, or maybe cheap cases even. Maybe I'll do one for cheap cases, do one for cheap skins, do one for cheap stickers after the crash. It could be like a series of videos for that. I could definitely do that research for you, and I can help you out with that. So hit the subscribe button if you're interested. I'll be making a lot of posts on X over the next couple of days, giving you guys my thoughts on the market. But I do think I'm going to end the stream right here, guys, because I have been talking for the last hour. Thank you so much for watching the stream, guys. Hit the like button on your way out. Please, please, please. Helps the algorithm, helps me grow. It is completely free value. And yeah, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Have yourselves a good Saturday, chat. Oh, shit. Super chat. I have about $1,300 I can still invest. You recommend anything in particular? There are some play skins that are 3%. If you want to grow that money, avoid play skins. If you want to grow that money faster, go for cases and stickers. Go for elementals and galleries and cases that have dipped, like the snake bites and like the ones that have dipped. Use your buy orders. Don't buy today. Set them and forget them. And yeah, like I said, pick up those discontinued type stickers. Hearts in the chat, boys. Hearts in the chat. Thank you to all the new subscribers, all the new you know, people that came into the stream. Welcome. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a future live stream. Have a good night, boys. Peace, peace, peace.